So yeah.
So did you watch any of the prelim fights?
No, I didn't actually go through the prelims. I just watched the main card. But I guess one of the main things that people are speaking about right now was the very, very first fight of the night.
Right.
Is this your boys? Yeah, this is it. Hubbard and Rohskopf. How would you pronounce his name?
Max Rohskopf.
I'm just going to call him Max.
Max Rohskopf.
Max Rohskopf, yeah.
Rohskopf.
So there's a bit of controversy around this at the moment. You've obviously did you
seen
watch
that.
this as well?
I did.
So
It's the first thing I seen actually. I woke up this morning. That was all over Instagram.
Aye. So Max
Pretty
Rohskopf
insane.
was this was his first fight into the UFC
Debut.
He's been kind of like getting
It
bigged
was
up.
a late notice fight, wasn't it? I think
10
it was,
days.
Aye, 10
10
days.
days.
notice.
He's been kind of getting bigged up to be like decent, you know. I think his managers are saying that he was amazing. And to be fair, the first round he actually
He looked good.
kind of like he could be quite dangerous.
Aye.
More of a submission
Right, okay.
specialist.
Was he going for takedowns and stuff?
Yeah, that type of thing. He almost had him like an ankle hook, leg hook a couple of times. But you know, like he is a lot more of like a submission specialist.
Right,
I think.
okay.
Second round, however, just started getting picked apart. Yeah, like that Hubbard literally was just starting to be able to land at ease, and I think genuinely it was down to fatigue, just because he only had.
Couldn't Cali keep his hands up. He was just burnt out.
Genuinely, yeah, it's just his reactions were really slow. He just wasn't able to get up for it, and he was just getting picked apart. And it wouldn't have, like in my opinion, it wouldn't have got any better going into the third round. And now you might have seen what happened between the rounds.
I did.
But as soon as he sat in the seat, he was like, "Call it off."
He's like, literally just call it. I can't fight anymore.
Call
I
it.
can't fight any longer.
And he said that genuinely like almost 20 times. I mean, it's like, surely when you're not getting any reaction back from your fighter other than call it off,
Aye.
call it off, call it off. Like,
That's a
what
fine
good-
line though, do you know what I mean? Like, being a coach, you want to keep your fighters motivated.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I agree with like calling the fight off.
Aye.
Like, if your fighter wants to finish the fight, you should let him finish the fight.
Aye.
But where do you draw the line?
A lot of fighters like mindsets are like, we want to go out on our shields and all that sort of stuff, you know, which it sounds all good and dandy, but at the end of the day, you probably do have families. I've always kind of thought that it's like, I want to go out on my shield. The people that are saying this though, they do have wives, kids, which is the reason they're being fighters, because they want to give like a certain living to their families. And when they go, I want to go out on my shield, I was like, what is genuinely the point in that?
I know.
I go, what is the point in that? Because then you're no longer doing it for your wife, your kids. You're generally just you want to die in there and leave them.
It's just
because
stupid,
of a fight, because of a professional MMA fight, you'd like to die instead. Do you know what I mean, it can get brain damage.
Must be a pretty horrendous place to be, but like feeling like that in between rounds.
I'd say feeling fatigued, and then it's
nothing
like,
left. There's nothing left to give.
It seems to be getting like quite popular though this way, in terms of like, I mean, the Anthony Smith fight.
It's quite controversial, isn't it?
He kind of came back into his corner. You could tell that he was a beaten man.
His teeth are falling out.
He was genuinely complaining that my teeth are falling out, and I think he probably wouldn't go call it, but he's probably looking at his corner to think, if he's saying, look, my teeth are falling out, and that's the only thing he's saying during the rounds,
I know.
you're maybe starting to think,
It's a broken man, in it.
Like, so where should the coaches call a fight? I mean, surely if you're fighter who you're with probably almost every day, especially
you know them better than himself almost. You know what I mean? It was so obvious. That one was so obvious. Like, the guy was done.
Yeah, there was no point. Like, he was down 2 rounds to nothing. And I think the second round was generally a 10-8.
Oh, was it?
And so he was going into a third round and probably needing a finish.
The fight,
and generally all the corner had to say was, "Oh no, you've got this. On you go out." And the guy's like, "Nah, call it." And it actually took someone else that was obviously in the octagon
to stop the fight.
Yeah, to actually stop the fight. He actually asked the fighter himself.
What's his name? Max.
Do you want to fight? And he's like, "No, sir, I do not want to fight."
Max.
But at the end of the day, like, obviously it's bad, because this would have been his entrance into the UFC. Obviously, it's very, like, it's hard for him, I'm guessing. I hope the UFC gives him another chance, because, to be honest, they've given him a 10, okay, this is your chance to get into the UFC. You've got 10 days to prepare for someone. And it definitely was it. Like, I think it was fatigue that done it. I would like the UFC to maybe give him another chance and give him a full training camp against someone and just see what the difference is.
I know it is. That's a danger of taking a last minute fight, isn't it?
Especially
if
if
you haven't had the camp, you haven't got the gas. You gas out 10 times quicker
100%.
than usual.
But I feel as if this is how a lot of fighters get their entrance into. Aye, so he was on. He just got.
It's just photos.
Nah, he was just getting outclassed, to be honest, in the second round, and it was just because of fatigue. He was done. So I think it would be nice to see him get another chance at the UFC.
Get a full training camp.
I hope that he's not kind of gone for good.
I know.
Because it's just difficult, and like, to be honest with you, it takes probably quite a lot of courage. The guy knows he's obviously wanting a bit more of a career. He's probably thinking, okay, really, Dan, need to go into a third round where I could take a lot more damage, potentially be something that stops my career. It's quite a bold thing to have done.
You're ahead almost, isn't it?
I mean, I think that takes quite a lot of courage
to walk away.
Tell your corner, who you respect massively and you put your trust into, tell them, no, I want to go. They're telling you to go back out, and then when asked by one of the officials, do you actually want to continue? He's like, nah. Do you know what I mean? So he is. He's a fighter that knows his own mind, which is, I think, a great way to be.
Definitely. It's a good call by him, definitely.
No, 100%. I think he'll come back. I think it was a shame. I think he should come back. He does look like he was.
Was that the first fight in the prelims? Early prelims?
Very first fight.
Or the prelims?
Early prelims. So it was. I had to find that one on Fight Pass because I just wanted to see the fight. It wasn't on BT Sports. I had to go onto Fight Pass and find that. Because I was like, when I heard about it on the post-fight press conference, I was like, I didn't even know what happened. They are. They do seem to be. But I think you do need to. The corners do need. It's a UFC fight. You need to.
It's like with boxing as well. Like if the fight's done, they throw in the towel. They can see the fighters like struggling. Do you know what I mean?
I feel as if like in boxing, it's a lot more acceptable to throw in a towel.
You know, 100%.
In UFC, it seems to still be. Well, in MMA in general, it seems to be.
Don't be a bitch, man. Don't quit.
Aye.
But if you're done, you're done. Like you don't want to do like cause any sort of brain damage or that. Your career's over.
You're in the octagon. How much of a bitch are you? You're not a bitch.
Exactly.
Not one person is a bitch.
Anyone who makes that walk to the octagon is not a bitch.
Nah, far from it. And I think corners need to realise that as well, that their fighter, like, it was the Anthony Smith one was pretty crazy as well. Had no chance of coming back. Again, fatigue was crazy, and he just went out to take even more of a beating.
It's unnecessary, isn't it? Unnecessary damage to take.
There was also one that also I thought was pretty crazy was a Dan Hooker in Barboza.
Oh, that
obviously
was really
we'll speak about Dan Hooker later on with his upcoming fight
with
Dustin Poirier, but that was another fight that he was waiting to be finished. He wasn't throwing anything.
He was taking some
and
damage,
he didn't need to go into that third round. He was just taking a lot of damage, and he might not have had to stay out for as long as he did. But you know, it was bad.
It's happening quite a lot recently, isn't it?
I think it needs to they need to not.
It's just like live to fight another day, man. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I don't think there shouldn't be such a stigma.
Nah, I don't think so. Not at all.
Quitting, as it were.
I wouldn't call it quitting.
I would say it's just realising that it's not your night.
Aye, definitely.